It's Elizabeth, the dietitian. Thank you for joining me again today. We will be continuing with our lunches, but first I want to thank you for joining me in the past. If you've joined me on any of my other videos, I really appreciate it. So we're going to continue with our lunch theme today. We are going to be having a low-carb pita pizza. And I'm going to have my pizza with a salad. I won't bore you with making the salad, but I will make the pizza with you today. And I want to continue our conversation about fats too. So what I want to do is I want to get right to cooking so the pizza can get into the oven, and then we can have our conversation about fats as that's cooking. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna move the camera down to counter level so you can see what I'm doing. But I do start with my crust are these, I love these Joseph low carb pitas. So this is gonna be the crust of our pizza. And then what I'm going to do, can you see this all right? Okay, so then what I'm going to do is the tomato paste I'm going to use, well, the tomato base is actually, I'm going to use tomato paste because I have some left over from dinner last night, but you could use any kind of sauce you wanted to. If you wanted to do spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce or marinara sauce, any of those will be fine. And since my tomato paste has no seasoning to it, I am going to add some Italian seasoning right on there. So it's got some nice good Italian flavor. And then I'm also going to add some garlic powder as well. And then I like to add my vegetables before I add the cheese. And I already chopped up, I love mushroom and onion pizza. So I've already chopped up my mushrooms and onions. So I'm gonna put those on. And I'm always plentiful with my vegetables, never shy. And then I'm going to top it with some mozzarella part skim. I am aiming to do about a quarter cup of the mozzarella, and we'll talk about why that is. So I have my quarter cup out here, and I'm going to put my cheese in it just so that I know I'm getting enough, but not too much either. I'm making a mess over here. You can't see it, but I'm totally making a humongous mess. Okay, and then I'm going to put that on top and space it around. Now I am going to put mine in the toaster oven. Okay, so this is what it looks like pre-oven. Yum, yum. Okay, so I'm going to put mine in the toaster oven. I'm going to lift it back up. Here we are. Hello. And I'm going to put it in the toaster oven. And I don't use a rack or anything. Probably not good, but at 400 degrees we'll start it with 10 minutes and see how it looks after that. So it's in the oven, it's cooking. So let's talk about fats a little bit more. So when I talk to my patients oftentimes about fat, people don't realize what fats are. So fats could be, a lot of people don't think of cream cheese as a fat or sour cream as a fat, but also coconut is considered a fat as well. And when we're looking at labels, remember what I said last time, for every serving, well, for every gram of lean is considered 4 calories, and every gram of fat is 9 calories. So the fat calories do add up really quickly. And if you remember from our video on Monday, that 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise had 11 grams of fat in it. So that was the equivalent to close to 3 teaspoons of, say, butter, right? Because what we were talking about last time was that 4 grams of fat is what's equivalent to 1 teaspoon of butter. So when I look at labels, I turn everything into butter just to give me some perspective as to what I'm looking at. So when we were making the cheese, now this is a big bag of cheese, I know. When we were looking at the cheese, what we want to do is when the serving size is 1/4 cup, and 1/4 cup has 5 grams of fat. So that is like having a teaspoon and a quarter of fat, which I don't think is inappropriate for a meal. right? It also has 1/4 cup, also has 9 grams of protein in it. So I do have my 9 grams of protein, which is the equivalent to 1 egg from my cheese and 1 teaspoon of butter. I feel like that's very lean and it's a nice protein. These pitas also, they also have 8 grams of protein. So this is my second egg. And the fat in that is 1.8 grams, so 2 grams. So now we have so this is a very low fat meal with its teaspoon and a half of butter, and I got my 2 eggs, right? So this is a very low fat meal, and I'm gonna have a salad with it, and I might put some cheese on my salad too to get that 1/3 ounce of protein. Now, so when we look at labels, that's what we want to look at. So what I wanted to do was, and I don't know how well this is going to work out, when I went to the grocery store this morning, I took pictures of some labels so that we could look at some things. Now what I wanted to kind of do first was to compare the differences between 85% lean ground beef and 93% lean ground beef. So when you're looking at the 85, 93, what they're doing is they are going by weight. So 85% of the weight is lean and 15% of the weight is fat. Now remember, every gram, for equal weights, the fat is twice as many calories. They also include water in that lean weight as well. So when we are looking at hamburger or chicken, and be careful because I almost bought some 85% lean chicken, ground chicken at the grocery store, which means it was 15% of the weight was still fat, boiled, ground up in there. So beware when you're doing ground chicken that you're still getting lean chicken. So, but once again, that weight includes the protein and the water. So once we remove the water from the equation, that really plays a huge difference in calories. And in fact, because a lot of percentage of the muscle is water. So when we look at this is, let me see if I can do this. This is a picture from the label of meat at the grocery store that I just went to of 85% lean ground beef. So let's see, can you see where it says 85% lean ground beef? Okay, so when we look at this, total fat in a, what is the serving size here? A 4-ounce uncooked portion of 85% lean ground beef has 17 grams of fat in it. Nope, just got a message. Sorry guys. So it has 17 grams of fat in a 4-ounce portion. So 17 divided by 4 is 4 1/4 teaspoons of butter in a 4-ounce portion of this 85% lean meat. So if we compare that to the 93% lean, the serving size is the same. Once again, the 4-ounce portion, and it has 8 grams of fat in it. So 2 teaspoons of fat versus the 17 grams or the 4 teaspoons of fat. So if you choose 93% lean ground beef, you are cutting your fat in half. So if we think about it though, if you had a burger that was 85% lean, right? So that's a little more than 4 teaspoons of butter. If we're going over that 4 grams is the equivalent to 1 teaspoon of butter. And then you put a tablespoon of mayonnaise on that. Now we're adding 3 more teaspoons of fat or butter onto that burger. So now we're up to 7 teaspoons of butter on that high fat burger. So you can see how it just adds up super fast, the fat calories. So another one too, and this kind of blew my mind when I saw this. This next picture is of a Beyond burger, a Beyond Meat burger. It's a plant-based burger, and a lot of people are getting it because they think it's a lot healthier, and it is probably a lot better for the environment, and it is plant-based. But when we look at the nutrition facts, once again, oh, it just flipped on me. I think I took the picture weird. You can, I don't know if you can see this or not. but total fat in one burger is 18 grams of fat in one burger. So 18 divided by 4 is 4.5 teaspoons of fat in this one burger. It is nutritionally about the same as having a regular old burger, right? So if you're switching to this plant-based thing, thinking you're cutting your calories, you may not be as well off as you think you are. So other things that people question me about too is the differences between the milks. Like you have skim milk, which would have no fat in it, versus whole milk. Let me go into my refrigerator and grab it. Hold on. I actually have a little bit of everything. Let's see. So skim milk has no fat in it, 0 grams of fat in here, where for an 8-ounce portion, whereas the whole milk has in an 8-ounce portion 8 grams of fat. So every 1 cup we have, we're getting 2 teaspoons of like the equivalent of butter in there. Now let's look at it versus this almond milk right here. So as far as almond milk goes, this is serving size as an 8-ounce portion, and it has 2.5 grams of fat in it, and it has 1 gram of carb and 1 gram of protein. So all 30 of these calories from this almond milk is from fat. Whereas with milk, you have some natural sugar from the lactose, you have some protein, and then you have the fat in this one. This one, the calories only come from protein and the natural sugar lactose. Okay, so let's see here if there's anything else. I did take a picture of, but it didn't work out well. I was feeling a little rushed at the grocery store. So my picture of the sweetened almond milk came out a little fuzzy. Oh, maybe it didn't come out as fuzzy as I thought. So when we look at this, once again, it's got the 2.5 grams of fat, but it has sugar in it. Sorry, again. So they add sugar to this one, whereas this one does not have sugar in it. It's just got the fat calories, where this one has fat and carb calories in it. So with that said, I think we need to read labels for fat just to understand what we're looking at. It's on everything. A lot of people don't think to look at the label for their meats, but there is labels for that on their meats. So let's look at our pizza. Oh, it looks delicious. Okay, so I'm gonna grab it out of the toaster, and then I'll show it to you, and then I'll cut it, and we have lunch. Oh, you know what else I do too? Because I like this, I like the crushed pepper. I like it hot, spicy. All right, there's my pizza. What do you think? Looks pretty delicious, right? Especially considering it didn't take long. According to the timer on my video, it took 3 minutes to prep it to get it into the oven. Oh, you know what else? I gotta cut it. Oh, and I left my refrigerator open. Oh boy. Huh? Look at that mess right there. Okay, so we'll cut the... Okay, and there we have it. Voila! Thank you again for joining me. I hope you learned something today. I hope you share. I hope you comment below. I hope you like, and I hope you enjoy lunch. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you on Friday, where we're gonna do salmon cakes, and we'll continue to talk about fat a little bit, okay? Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.